Welcome to the post-Flanders meltdown tour, starring none other than Mathieu van der Poel, the former cobbled king, current soul searcher, and perhaps future gravel grinder, depending on how things go at Paris-Roubaix 2025. Once the undisputed monarch of the Poel, Mathieu van der Poel now finds himself in a most uncomfortable position, second place, behind none other than Tadej I do everything better than you, Pogačar. Section 1. Mathieu's existential Flanders crisis. Van der Poel crushed, outgunned, emotionally disarmed. Gone was the explosive acceleration, the back-wrenching power surges, and the soul-destroying cobbled dominance. Instead, what we saw at the Tour of Flanders 2025 was a man coming to terms with the fact that Tadej Pogačar may have just signed the eviction notice to his cobbled home. After the race, Van der Poel's body language said what his mouth didn't need to. It's pretty clear who was the strongest today. I wasn't good enough. Oof. That's not just humility. That's the sound of cracked carbon frame of self-esteem. Cycling pundits weren't much gentler. Robbie McEwen tweeted, quote, Pogačar didn't just win, he authored a new chapter of Flanders history and mailed it to Van der Poel with a handwritten note, get comfy in second place. His coach, Christoph Rudhoff, reportedly said, behind closed doors of course, quote, Matthew's still number one in our hearts. On the cobbles, well, that might be Tadej now. Pundits speculated, had the once unshakable confidence of the Dutch destroyer finally met his Slovenian match? Was Flanders not Van der Poel's kingdom anymore, but a neutral battleground? Section 2. Strategic headache for his team. If you thought Van der Poel was spiralling, imagine being the tactics team at their riding team. Picture the pre-Roubaix whiteboard. Step 1, beat Tadej, and then radio silence. For a team that thrives on going full send, full gas, full panic mode from 80k's out, the idea of racing defensively is akin to asking a Bengal tiger to meow politely. Now, instead of the punchy long-range solo assault they've honed like samurai, they'll be forced to shadow Pogačar like the weird clingy guy at a group ride, blocking moves, burning domestiques, hoping that Tadej has a mechanical, a flat, or an identity crisis mid-race. And don't forget the lurking presence of other Roubaix hopefuls, Wout van Aert, if he's still emotionally intact, Filippo Ganna, who may just time trial the Poel into submission, and Stefan Kung, the eternal nearly man of Roubaix. As one anonymous staffer whispered at the team bus, quote, we used to attack, now we just wait. Section 3. Mathieu van der Poel's checkered history with pressure. Mathieu doesn't exactly love being human. He prefers being mythic, monstrous, unbeatable. But alas, sometimes pressures catch up. Remember the 2021 Olympic mountain bike race when he yeeted himself into a rock garden because someone forgot to tell him a ramp wasn't there? Or how about the 2023 World's Road Race where he crashed, remounted and still won? Okay, bad example, he did win, but that just proves the point. When he's not under pressure, he flies. When his expectations mount, like now, with Roubaix feeling like his make-or-break moment, anything can happen. He's shown flashes of shakiness, moments where the pressure of being the guy starts to compress the carbon layers of his mental fortitude. Will he rise again like a phoenix on Paterberg, or will he spiral into a cycling version of Hamlet on wheels, endlessly contemplating his fate on the Carrefour d'Albret? Section 4. Gear ratios, rubber, and reconfigurations. Desperate times call for marginal gains. Word on the cobbled street is Alpecin are testing custom tubeless tyres with double-dipped sidewalls. NASA-grade chain lube, and a gearing setup that involves a 44-tooth front chainring, a rear cassette large enough to tow a camper van, and prayer. One mechanic was overheard saying, quote, "If we can't beat him in watts, maybe we can beat him in bounce." Expect Van der Poel's bike to be massaged to within an inch of UCI legality. Every headset bearing polished, cranks recalibrated, a new saddle position to put him at exactly the right angle for delivering 1200 watts of redemption. They'll be measuring spoke tensions like neurosurgeons, hoping that a few grams shaved here and there can be the difference between Pogačar attacks and Van der Poel counterattacks and actually catches him this time. Section 5. The mental game begins, and now the mind games. While Pogačar is a smiling assassin, charming, goofy, speaks like a Pixar character, make no mistake, this is a battle. His Strava uploads, all public, all terrifying, recon rides that read like horror stories for classic riders, 420 watts normalized, 35 kilometers an hour average over pavé sectors, king of mountains on Monset Pervele without even getting out of the saddle. Meanwhile, Van der Poel has been eerily silent. Training rides are private, no content, radio silent, the kind of silence that makes fans nervous and rivals hopeful. As one insider posted cryptically on cycling Twitter, quote, "Tadej posts watts, Matthew posts doubt. We are witnessing the slow erosion of aura, the transition from can't beat me to maybe he can. And in pro cycling, perception is often half the battle." Section 6. The race that could break a legacy. And so we march towards the 2025 Paris-Roubaix, aka the Hell of a North, aka Tadej's final audition for godhood and Matthew's trial for cobbles. If Van der Poel wins, all is forgiven. The Tour of Flanders becomes a bad day. Tadej's dominance questioned, balance restored. But if he loses again, especially badly, especially to Pogačar, it would mark the start of narrative shift. From Van der Poel the unbeatable to Van der Poel the vulnerable. From king of the cobbles to crown prince, watching helplessly as the Slovenian usurper dances across the stones in victory. Will they mark Pogačar early? Will they try to bluff a mechanical? Will Matthew pull a wild card and attack 100 k's out, daring anyone to follow? More likely they'll wait, they'll track, and they'll hope. Hope that one mythical Sunday the cycling gods smile once again on the Dutch destroyer. Final section. The verdict. Let's be clear, Van der Poel isn't done. He's too talented, too explosive, and too dramatic to go out like this. But Paris-Roubaix 2025 isn't just another monument. It's the monument for him right now. It's not about legacy anymore. It's about revenge. About proying that throne that was stolen. It was just lent out for a weekend in Flanders. That's how he needs to see it. Roubaix doesn't care about reputations. It cares about legs, line choices, tyre pressure, and sheer stubbornness. And somewhere deep down, Van der Poel knows that no Strava KOM or tactical brilliance can replace pure, brutal, cobbled strength. Will he find it in time? Will Paris-Roubaix 2025 be his rebirth or his reckoning? Or will he end up with yet another humiliation from Tadej Pogačar? In my opinion, Tadej will win the Paris-Roubaix 2025, however, it's going to be a lot closer than the Tour of Flanders, for sure. Why do I think this? For multiple reasons. Firstly, if you watch my video from yesterday, you'll see that Tadej broke multiple KOMs on the Paris-Roubaix course before Tour of Flanders. It was actually only a few days before it. And on top of that, he did that on a training bike, not even his favourite bike that was specifically built by his team to race on cobbles. And, another point, he did it by himself. He did it by himself in compression gear with no peloton, no motor pacing, nothing. A lot of my subscribers are saying he won't do it. I disagree. However, I'm wrong. I will apologize and will pick the person who is the most accurate with their predictions in the comments down below. Leave a like on today's video and subscribe if this is your first time here, as I post all of the latest cycling news, cycling drama and cycling race results. Also, comment down below your opinions on anything I've mentioned in today's video. I'll catch you guys in the next one.